If you are online, use the chat box. I just want to know if people are with me. Thank you, Hajia, Mariam, Maru, Shebe, and Nadia City. Thank you. All welcome. So I welcome you to the sisters session of the 111 IVC of the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, Lagos State Area Unit. I am Rehan Obere. I'm going to be your anchor today, and then to co-anchor with me is
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Monsur Bankole. I'm going to be assisting Sister Rehana Obere today. So the first thing we're going to be doing now, inshallah, is we're going to be doing our opening dua. And our dua person is not around. So in lieu of that, I'm going to be calling any sister. Okay, we would want volunteers to pray for us. We would want somebody to volunteer to help us with the opening dua. Anybody? I'm just going to be picking at random from the chat.
No.
Okay, Hajia, so your sister remain. Can you kindly help us with the opening dua? Can you unmute yourself and please help us with the opening dua? Hajia, we're waiting for you, please.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Amina Ahmad.
Okay,
thank Allah for
Samina.
sparing our life to this moment.
Samina.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, with you, please go on the opening dua.
Yes, ma'am. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We thank Allah for sparing our life to this moment. We beseech His blessing and mercy upon the noblest of mankind, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's also his companion. And everyone who for a guide and to
Okay, Samina, please, can you be clear? We can hardly hear your voice, please. Assalamu alaikum, Samina.
She's talking, might be a network.
Now, Assalamu alaikum. Are you still with me?
Now, we're with you, please.
Sorry for the break.
Yes.
Now we ask to guide our speakers, all right, and grant us, make it easy for us to practice all the lessons we are going to learn today. May Allah make this session a successful one. Bismillah al-Fatiha.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Now, Jazakumullah khairan to Hajia Amina for that opening dua. We Allah accept our request. Amin. Without wasting much of our time,
I am going to be calling the sister that would recite the Quran for us. We know this is a gathering of people of the Quran. We love to listen to words of Allah. So inshallah, to recite the Arabic version of the Quran for us, I'm going to be calling Sister Safiyyah Aro. Sister Safiyyah Aro, if you are here, please kindly unmute.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hajia Sophia, I can see you are unmuted, but I can't hear you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
Can I start?
Yes, you can.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد كتبنا في الزبور من بعد الذكر أن الأرض يرثها عبادي الصالحون إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين قل إنما يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله مسلم فإن تولوا فقل آذنتكم على سواء وإن أدري أقريب أم بعيد ما توعدون صدق الله العظيم.
Naam, Allahu Akbar, subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for that beautiful recitation, and may you not deny those of us that listen the reward therein. So, Ameen. So, we know that majority of us are non-Arabic speakers, so we are going to listen to the English version of that recitation, and I want us to listen carefully because there is really no point if we listen to the Quran without pondering over the meaning. So to do that for us is Sister Aisha Abojututu from Lasso. Sister Aisha Abojututu, kindly unmute to render the English recitation now.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sorry. Please find me 1 minute. I'm sorry, ma.
Can anybody hear Jamina, Sister Amina Abojututu? Aisha Abojututu.
We can't hear her.
You can't hear her too.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ma, can you hear me?
Kindly, is that Sister Aisha?
Can you hear me? I'm really sorry, ma. Yes, ma.
Now, you can go on now.
Now, can I start now?
Yes, you can.
Now, sorry for the delay, ma. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful and the especially merciful. Now, can you hear me, ma?
Can hear you, go on.
Now, Aisha.
And certainly, we wrote in the book
Hello,
after the
Aisha.
reminder
Can you kindly
that
check your
as for
mic?
the land, ma, can you hear me, ma? Ma, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hello,
can hear you.
hello, sir, ma. Can I continue, ma? Ma, can I continue?
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Aisha.
Yes, we can hear you.
Alaikum salam, ma. Can I continue? Can you hear me,
Okay,
ma?
Sister Aisha, because we can't hear you presently, we're going to be moving on to the Amira's welcome address. And inshallah, when we're done, you would have to give us the meaning of the Holy Quran that was read earlier. So, Amira, assalamu alaikum, are you there?
Let's check my
Yes, I am here, and I'm sure we can all hear Sister Aisha. Tamosuro.
Assalamu alaikum, ma.
Yes.
Can I continue?
Yes, Aisha,
Ma?
please continue. We can all hear you.
Okay, ma. I'm really sorry for delay. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful.
Okay, Sister Aisha.
All right. I think we lost her. No, so I was blaming a shaitan rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Ma.
Please go ahead.
And certainly, we wrote in the book after the reminder that as for the land, my righteous servant shall inherit it. Most surely, in this is a message to a people who serve. And we are not saying to you, but as a mercy to the world. Say, it is only revealed to me that your Allah is one Allah. Will you then submit? But if they turn back, say, I have given you warning in fairness, and I do not know whether you are threatened. We are threatened with it is near or far. Ma, can you hear me? Ma.
I can hear you pretty well.
Hey, that's why I'm going to stop
you are audible
enough. Ma?
You are audible enough.
Yeah, I'm done with the English.
Okay, you are done. Parent. Thank you. Really appreciate that. So we're going to be moving on to
I'm
the
really
next
sorry for the delay.
Amira's welcome speech. So Amira,
So I was blaming a shaitan rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making today a reality. Being the 111th IVC edition of the Islamic Vacation Course. And like we have usually had on our campsites, that there's always a segment for the Sisters' Day. So alhamdulillah, for his mercies, despite the challenges, we are still being able to hold our Sisters' Day virtually. May Allah accept it from every one of us, and put his blessings on it. I welcome everyone to the Sisters' Day, and for the theme for this year's the edition of the studies for this year has been titled "A Day with the Sahaabiyyah." Of course, we are in the era of internet. We are in the era where everyone, whether we like it or not, we have relationships, we have businesses, we have needs to come online for one or two things. And as a result of that, there has been challenges. There has been some understandings, basically when we all were coming up to learn about the deen, when we discover Islam, we put a lot of effort, we did a lot of researches, we had a lot of trainings, and to better our Islam. And today, here we are today, some of us, many of us are still learning, some of us, whatever stage we are in today, it's as a result of the knowledge that we have acquired. So also the era of globalization, the era of internet that we all find ourselves, there's need for us to learn what holds, what doesn't hold, what are the rules of internet, of engaging on internet, and what are the rules, you know, and then so and that's why we have invited our special guests in person of Hajia Samiat, Bada, and Sister Hajia Safiyyah AbdurRazaq, that they will be doing justice to this topic in the panel session, inshallah. Aside from the fact that we have relationship with the internet, where it's need for us to learn before we dive into putting so many relating with the internet or managing the social media, we find that there's need for us to learn. Aside from that, alhamdulillah, hijab has come to stay. Recently, I was going on a particular road, and I saw a man, a conductor to be specific. It was carrying a dread. Is it a dread? Yes, a dread, or maybe is the so-called dada that people refer to. And in my mind, I said to myself that, oh, these people too will be glad that, oh, that some days, many years back, when people see people with dada, you feel that, oh, who are these people? As in, we feel irritated and disgusted. It's very disgusting. But we are in a era that they now feel proud going around with their dreads and what have you, and many people are also embracing it. So also the hijab too that we all wear as Muslims. We have gone like 10, 20 years back. When people see people in hijab, they will look at like, oh, who is this person? Where is this person coming from? Who is this person? Even the person that the sister might not even feel comfortable wearing the hijab or adorning the hijab. But now, alhamdulillah, so many of us are very comfortable. We are succeeding. We are excelling in places of work, in our schools, as students, and all thereabout, or in every aspect of our lives. So there is, but as we now are so as a comfortable, or we have men wearing the hijab, then we have some challenges too that we need to really talk on. So this is more of an avenue for us to learn and to spur us into reflection, you know, have a reflection so that we can all check ourselves and check our intention for doing so, what we do. You know, I'm sorry, I'm going to wrap up by sharing an experience of, I was in Ibadan about 3 weeks ago for a nikah, and I actually saw a sister in Kimar, like Kimar, black and all that. And I found her in midst of some friends, and they were dancing hip hop, and they were actually recording themselves, like live video that they were sharing on into the internet. And I was like, wow, does this sister knows what she's doing? In fact, mashallah, she was even wearing gloves. You know, I felt so uncomfortable that it must be that this person does not know what she's actually up to, or what she. So I walked up to her and I told her that, you know what, once this video goes viral, you know, people make a lot of comments. Do you really know the essence of wearing this hijab? Oh, and I engaged her, and at the end of the day, she appreciated that, oh, that she didn't know what she was doing was wrong and so on. So I had to put her, you know. So inshallah, today's lecture, A Day with Sahaabiyyah, is going to center on the issue of hijab and social media relationships and all that. And I'm sure that at the end of so I want us to sit back, relax, and listen carefully. And I pray that Allah make it easy for the two panelists to be able to address our points. And I pray that as we listen and go back home, we'll be able to put those lessons from those Sahaabiyyahs, we are going to put them and make them reflect in our lives. I mean, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan for coming. So I want to encourage us to sit back and stay till the end of the presentation. Jazakumullah khairan. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are very sorry. During the course of introducing our Amira, there was an oversight. Our Amira's name is Hajia Bashiro Majekodumi. We are sorry for that oversight. Pray that Allah forgives us. And Amira, we are really, really sorry. So quickly, to avoid us lagging behind our time, we're going to be moving on to the next thing. And the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be introducing our panelists for today's session. Today, just as we have heard, is a day with Sahaabiyyah. We know that in Islam, the Prophet had enough male companions, and likewise, he had female companions too. So today we are going to be looking at some of the female companions. Their names are Aisha bint Abu Bakr, Asma bint Yazid, and Zainab bint Jahsh. And in the quest of making this lecture an interesting one, a knowledgeable one, we have gone far and wide, as in really left the shore of Lagos. We went to get lecturers that we hope that inshallah Allah would aid them and they would be able to do justice to today's lecture. Our lecturers are by name Hajia Omotunde Bada and Hajia Safiyyah AbdurRazaq. So I am going to be introducing Hajia Samiat Omotunde Bada first. Hajia Samiat Omotunde Bada holds a BSc in Political Science and a Master's in Public Administration, both from University of Lagos. A member of the Institute of Public Administrators in Nigeria, Hajia Samiat loves politics, traveling, cooking, reading, meeting people, and talking. Nice one. She's an extrovert and a lover of the deen. And in her quest for more knowledge, she has been able to rediscover herself and a passion. She's also passionate about helping people have positive mindset towards life and issues. She resigned as an Assistant Chief Administration and HR Office at Lagos State Licensing Office, Abuja, under the Lagos State government. She's married and blessed with children. She resides in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia with her family presently. Hajia Samiyyah, assalamu alaikum. Are you with us, ma?
Yes, wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now, Hajia Samiyyah, welcome. While we're waiting for you, while you give us some minutes, we would like to introduce our second panelist. She is Hajia Safiyyah AbdurRazaq. She holds a mass comm degree from University of Ilorin, and her master's is from University of Lagos. She enjoys traveling and reading. She worked with Daily Trust Abuja during her service year and freelanced with The Nation Lagos while running her MSc. Sorry for the slight break in transmission. She currently runs Between the Page, an online bookstore for kids, and hopes that it would one day become a full-blown physical kids bookstore and gift place. She also teaches English and literature to senior students at Pathfinder Islamic College. Hajia Safiyyah currently lives in Ilorin with her husband and son. Hajia Safiyyah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Are you with us now?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You're highly welcome. Hajia Safiyyah and Hajia Samiyyah would, inshallah, be doing justice to today's topic. We're going to be starting, inshallah, with Hajia Samiyyah to give us a glimpse in the lives of the above-mentioned Sahaabiyyahs. Hajia Samiyyah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We're waiting for you.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullahu khairan. It gives me a great pleasure to be amongst my sisters today. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to actually share from my experience. And then this admonition is first of all to me and then to each and every one of us. Like it has been said earlier on, we'll be discussing a day in the life of the Sahaabiyyah. I'll be looking at 3 of them. 2 of them happen to be the mothers of the believers. First of all, our mother Aisha bint Abu Bakr radiallahu anha, and then also Zainab bint Jash, and then Asma bint Yazid. Of course, we all know so many things about our mothers, but I'll just talk briefly on them, and then we'll also focus on what we actually want us to take home. First and foremost, our mother, like we all know, she was born in 614 CE, and then she got married to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when she was about 6 years old, and then the marriage wasn't consummated to when she was 9 years old. Like we all know, she collected over 2,000 hadiths from the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She was the 3rd wife of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She used to be very, very intelligent, and then one incident happened. I think she was less than 8 years old. We read from the Sirah that there was a day the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam went visiting her, and then Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw her with a horse, a winged horse, and he asked her that, "What are you holding?" She said, "I'm holding a winged horse." And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that, "But there are no horses that are winged." And she was like, "But the horse of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi wasallam had wings." She was that intelligent. She was very, very intelligent. She was brave. She's so brilliant. She's one of the Hafiz of Quran, as in the wife of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She was so courageous. And then, she married the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as a virgin, and then she was the most beloved wife of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I'm sure we all know about the incident of the Eve when she was slandered. Then during the time she forgot a necklace, and then they all went out, But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually cleared her of that incident in Quran, in Surah An-Nur from Quran 24, from ayah 11 to 21. And then going further, we also want to check the life of Asma bint Yazid. Asma was one of the Al-Ansari women. She was one of those that gave the bayah to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This can be seen in Surah Mumtana, when some of the women came to give bayah to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that we're not going to commit illegal sexual intercourse, we're not going to steal, they'll be truthful, believing women. But there was one particular thing about this mother, Asma bint Yazid. She was an orator. She could speak very well. She was very, very intelligent. She was very, very brave and brilliant. She used to speak on behalf of the women. I know there was a particular incident that happened. She went to meet the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and then asked him a question that, okay, we women, we're always at home tending to the family, taking care of the wives. But our men, they go out, they go for Juma, they participate in so many things. Are we going to have the same reward like them? And Prophet Sallallahu was like, has anybody ever seen a woman that is so bold, that is so, courageous to actually come out to talk like that, So Islam has actually given women opportunity to learn. We shouldn't be cowed into not speaking. And then there's freedom of expression. We know there are some places today that women are not allowed to actually express themselves, but she could actually express herself. And then, unlike what the feminists of today, there's this gender equality that men and women, they should be equal and things like that. Find the feminists advocating for so many things. But our mother, she was so concerned about this world and the hereafter, She wasn't all about that femininity, but, she wanted to actually gain the same reward like the men at home, like the way the men used to gain reward, going out and things like that. And Prophet Sallallahu told her that a woman taking care of her family, doing all those things she's expected to give, would also get the same reward. She wasn't so rich, but she was generous. My dear sisters, we may not have, but even from the little that we have, we should try as much as possible to be generous. There was actually an incident. She said that she made some bread and raisins, out of her generosity. She went to wait for the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when he was observing Salah one day, I think Salah to Maghrib. So when Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam finished praying, she invited him to the house. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also invited the companions that they should come to the house. They were she fed about 40 companions that day, and the food still remained, to the extent that even the water that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam drank from the water skin, it still remained. And then, people that came to her house thereafter, they used to drink that water and they used to get so well. She was actually generous, willing to share her things. And then she was so brave, she was courageous, she was very, very intelligent. She was an orator. And then going also to our mother, Zainab bint Jash, we all know that she was a cousin to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Like we all know, she was once married to the adopted son of the Prophet, Zayd bint Aritha, and then they later divorced. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had told the Prophet, commanded Prophet to marry, and you know, the wedding was actually witnessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, we learned from her story that she was very, very generous. She was pious. She was God-fearing. They were so modest. She used to observe fast regularly. She used to pray day and night. And then, you know, she disliked gossip. Yes, she disliked gossip. And then we also learned that she was one of those. Prophet said that the person with the longest hand would follow him after he died. And they were told that she died 9 years after the Prophet. So from the lives of these Sahaabiyyat, we could actually learn about their bravery, their willingness to learn and acquire knowledge. Unlike some of us today, we've been told that we should seek knowledge. It's not only the men. We shouldn't be sisters that even a simple issue that when they ask us today, we say Allahu Alam. We must try as much as possible to get knowledge. The Quran is there, the Sunnah is there, the Surah is there. So many resources that we have today that we can actually get our knowledge from. So inshallah, I'm sure by the time we get to the panel session, we'll still delve on so many issues like Amira talked about on the fashion issue and the social media of today. So I also want my sister Safiyyah AbdurRazaq to also say something. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ma'am. Jazakumullah khairan for that concise and beautiful glimpse into the life of these Sahaabiyyas. So inshallah, I'll need to call on Hajia Safiyyah AbdurRazaq in just 10 to 15 minutes. Let's have what you have to say on the life of this Sahaabiyyas. You're welcome, ma'am. Hajia Safiyyah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, okay. Let me just take it from where Hajia Samiat taught. So basically, Zainab bint Jash radiallahu anha, she was the 5th wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was initially married to Zayd bin Haritha, but after Allah commanded Rasulullah to marry her, he later got married to her. And we can see the incidents in Surah Ahzab, verse 37, where the Prophet was he was shy to proceed with the wedding, but then Allah told him that your sons, your adopted sons are not your children, so call them by the names of their fathers. So he eventually went ahead with the wedding, and we can see from subsequently she used that as a source of pride to the other wives of the Prophet, and then she would tell that my wedding to the Prophet was ordained in the Quran. So she always used that as a source of pride to the other wives of the Prophet. Then Aisha radiallahu anha used to say that the most beloved or the most favorite of all the wives of the Prophet are Aisha bint Abu Bakr, Zainab bint Jash, and Salama. So as we were told previously, she was very prayerful, and we could see somewhere in our series where we were told that she was prayerful to the extent that she tied a rope between 2 pillars in the masjid masjid, so that many times she was tired to stand up, she could hold on to the rope so as to be able to stand. when Professor Salam saw this, he took a rope and told her that every time she was too tired to stand, she should just sit and say her prayers. She narrated 11 hadith. Then before she got married to the Prophet Sallam, she used to tan. There's this business sort of leather crafts sort of. So she used to tan leather. And even after she got married to Professor Salam, and after he died, she continued it. Even when she didn't need the money anymore, she still continued. And after the death of the Prophet Salam, she still continued doing this, but then she always gave away all her profits to Sadaqah. And then during the time of Umar radiallahu anhu, when he used to give the wives of all the prophets 12,000 dirhams as a pension to them, she usually sent everything out in Sadaqah. After she died and her house was searched, they couldn't find a single coin in her house. Like, she was very generous, very prayerful, and she also never stopped searching for knowledge. Then also Aisha bint Abu Bakr, she is one of those Sahaabiyyah that her story is very popular, very popular. We visually come across her stories or hadith in virtually every aspect of life. She was one of the favorite wives of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and as a human being also, she was jealous of the she usually got jealous of Hajia. She was the first wife of the Prophet Sallam, so she usually got jealous of her. So one day, when the Prophet Sallam was sending batches of meat to people, so he sent a batch to the household of Khadija, and then Aisha got jealous, and then she asked him that what was so special about this old woman. Then Prophet Salam told her that she was the one who had all his children, and she was the one who stood by him when the rest of the Quraysh abandoned him because of his prophethood. She was also very inquisitive and very scholarly. And as we were told earlier, she narrated several hadith. Then she was also said to be very intelligent in poetry and medicine, and she was very highly praised. In fact, we are told that several Sahabas usually went to her house to learn about fiqh, hadith, Quran, and other parts of life. So this shows us that even though we are women, that doesn't stop us from seeking for knowledge, and it also doesn't stop us from asking questions whenever things are confused to us. Then we also have Asma bint Yazid radiallahu anha. She was an Ansari woman, and she was the orator of all women. And we are at the story of what she went to her house about the men would go for jihad, they would visit the sick, they would go for funeral prayers, and they would also pray Salah in Jama'ah. So she asked that about we as women, we are always at home, we are always looking after their wealth, looking after their children, we are always sewing their clothes and mending things that are wrong in the house. So Rasulullah now faced his Sahaba, and then he asked them that have you ever had a woman ask a question regarding Nadine as much as this woman has? Then they all said no. And then he told her that go back and tell all the women you represent that for her to display excellence, her husband, seek to make him happy and try her utmost to comply with his ways, will equal all the deeds you mentioned. So from these, as Hajia Samiat said, we can see that we have the feminist to be skewed, because it is trying to make us seem like, okay, just because we are women, we are seen as weak, but we are strong as the men, and we can also do what they can do. Of course, yes, there are some things that we can do, and the men can also do. But then one thing about life is that we were all created to live like we depend on ourselves. We can't say, okay, because I am a woman and nothing a man can do, then a man should come and get pregnant and have babies. So we are all created to live up our abilities, because no one person knows everything. So we have to live off. Okay, basically we have to we depend on ourselves, and we should also know that men and women were created for different roles in life. Yes, of course, we are all human beings, but then our biological makeup and our physical makeup are different. So we can't always set our agenda based on the men. So we have to be satisfied in our own skin. So, and until we are okay in our skin as women, we will not be able to achieve satisfaction. We would always set our standards based on the standards of the men. But then from the stories of these women, we can see that just because you are a woman doesn't mean you are weak. This woman, Asma Bones, she fought in several battles. She particularly fought in the battle of Yarmouk. I think that was the one that they fought against Musailama, yes. And she killed 9 enemies with the pole of her tent. So just because we are women doesn't mean we are weak. We are strong, but then we should know our limits. We should not set our standards based on the standards of the men. We should be satisfied in our skin, and we should discover ourselves as women. We should find our passion as women, and we should carry our passion as women. So, I'm going to here for the
Jazakumullah khairan, Hajia AbdurRazaq, for that beautiful and concise lecture. So before we go, inshallah, we need to be, like we said earlier, this is the panel session.
So they make it look like they are fighting for us. They make it look like they want the best for us. But I know that no matter how good your intentions are, they cannot love us more than Allah. And definitely, Allah has set the standard for us. And like she said, the fact that you are a female does not mean you are weaker than men. It means you have unique roles that makes you stand out. Like you cannot compare yourself with men. So I'm going to talk from that. You know this, okay. You know this feminist agenda, they have propaganda, they have so many things they want us to take that are not in consonance with what Islam is teaching us. So I'll take it from our modesty. I'll take it from the way we dress. I'll take it from there. So the first question I want to ask goes to Hajia Safiyyah. So I want you to please clarify for us. So I want you to clarify for us what the hijab stands for. So is hijab meant to beautify us, or is hijab meant to cover our beauty? Like, you know, we have agreed that we are meant to cover our body. So can we style our jilbab to our taste? Hajia Safiyyah.
Okay. Okay, yes. The hijab, actually, if we go into Surah Ahzab, verse, I think that is verse 53, or is that verse, yes, verse 53, we would see where Allah said that, oh, you believe, do not enter the house of the prophet. Then at the end of the verse, okay, towards the end, he said, when you ask anything from his wives, you ask them from behind the curtain. That is better for the purity of your hearts. So we can see from this, from here, that one of the purposes of the hijab is to make our hearts pure. Then another purpose is to keep our modesty. That is, we can see that in verse 59 of Surah Ahzab. Then also in chapter 24, that's Surah Nur, verse 31, towards the end, Allah said that, turn to Allah in repentance, O believers, that you may be successful. So the purpose of the hijab is to keep our modesty, then it's also a sign of obeying Allah and his messenger. Because Allah said in Surah Ahzab that it is not for a Muslim man or woman, when Allah's messenger has decreed an order, to take another opinion. So yes, the hijab is meant to keep our modesty and our purity, but then we know that as women, we have more to hide the world. So those other verses in Surah some scholars have said that for the hijab to actually perform its function, it has to be something that is not flash. So that means hijab should be something that will not call attention to us. It should be something. I know that yes, we have several styles today. We have those wearing up and down. I think some call it sister and brother. That we are wearing separate colors. And we also have female, and I think even that.
Hajia Safiyyah, we can't hear you clearly. Your voice is breaking.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything you can do to the network?
Okay, can you hear me clearly now?
I think it's a little bit better.
Okay. So basically, yes, hijab is meant
It's still breaking.
modestly. It's still making subhanallah, I think it's over my head, but it's clear. I don't know. I have now. Can you hear me now?
While we wait for Hajia Safiyyah to find a solution to our network, Hajia Samiat Bada, can you please give us an answer to that question? Do you need me to ask the question again, ma'am?
No. Well, you know, when I heard you, when you read the question, I was actually breaking it that subhanallah, is the hijab actually meant to beautify us or cover our beauty? Let me continue from where Hajia Safiyyah stopped. Of course, we all know the hijab is supposed to cover our beauty, but it's so unfortunate, and we need to be actually frank with ourselves today. It's so unfortunate that the hijab that is actually meant to actually cover our beauty, sisters are actually using the hijab to actually enhance their beauty. We see the way sisters in hijab, you know, actually carry themselves today. They actually make up under the hijab. You know, they do so many makeups, eyeliners, they shave their hair, you know, lipsticks and so many things like that. And I tend to think that, is the hijab actually meant to showcase your beauty or actually cover your beauty? There's something I used to say that if a Muslim sister is passing, no man should take a second look at her. You know, her beauty should be covered in such a way that a man shouldn't even look at her twice. You know, maybe somebody should pass and, you know, maybe just like, oh, subhanallah, I mean, what kind of person is this and everything like that. But it's so unfortunate that where we find ourselves today, we see that sisters actually beautify their hijabs. I know that it's been said that there are so many women, you find some women dressed, you find them, it's as if they are covered, but they are not covered. Of course, I know we're all growing in our iman, you know, we all grow little by little. Of course, we didn't start wearing our hijabs like this today. But the funniest thing is that some people have now taken it to be like the norm. They'll be like, you know, they always want to belong to like, they'll be like, okay, maybe Yopi Alaja. They always want to like copy the trend. They'll be like, you know, you find sisters are dressed, but not even dressed. They can wear maybe small hijab and then all their body, their shape, every single thing is outside. You find Muslim sisters wearing perfume, which is not supposed to be. Of course, you can wear perfume. You can use your perfume inside, but once you're coming outside, make sure all the traces have gone. You can actually do your makeup, but once you're coming outside in hijab, you're covering your beauty. It's not something that you should go outside and showcase. So all these things are supposed to be covered. But my dear sisters, it's so unfortunate that we find sisters today actually using the hijab to enhance their beauty, and this is very, very wrong. Then styling the hijab, you can style it, but once you style it, don't come outside, don't make it show. Style it inside. Let it be something. Of course, your adornments, even the last one I said in the corner that you're allowed to wear your adornments, but the adornments, there are things that what should be inside. But your jilbab, let it cover your adornments. It's not something that is supposed to be seen outside. You know, we all wear rings, bangles. You even find some sisters in hijab. It's so funny. They'll now bring out their earrings outside the hijab now. That is how far they go to know that, yes, they belong. Or you find some sisters in hijab and they wear all these big necklaces. I mean, these are things, these are adornments that are supposed to be inside. But you know, Muslim sisters want to feel among, they want to belong, and find them doing all those things. So the hijab is supposed to cover our beauty. It's not supposed to enhance our beauty. Muslim sisters should please, for Allah's sake, stop showcasing themselves. They should stop making up. They should stop painting their faces while wearing the hijab. All these things are wrong. We didn't learn it from the other women. We didn't learn it from the women of the past. They were so modest. They always dress for their husband or those that can see them, but not to everybody. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ma, the point that actually stood out for me was when a Muslim sister is passing, no man should take a second look at her. That really is wow. As in, wow, it sounds serious. So, ma'am, you've told us, okay, you told us that a Muslim sister should cover her beauty, should definitely, during the course of our learning, or because I want to wear hijab, I'm researching about the hijab, Definitely, I've read that there are criteria to hijab. It must cover my bosom. The clothes must not be too this. I'm human. I cannot be perfect. Okay, I read like maybe 10 or 20 qualities of hijab. Can I just take 3 or 4? Don't let me kill myself. You understand? Like, I can wear V-shaped hijab. I can wear my abaya. I don't understand. As in, am I permitted, or must I ensure that when I'm wearing my hijab, all of those qualities of hijab that I've read about should be strictly followed? Because we are humans and we cannot be 100% perfect. So what do you think, Ma?
Yes, Bismillah Rahim. Like you mentioned earlier, rightly said, the hijab has criteria. There are things that we're supposed to wear. The most important thing is for you to be covered and not to reveal anything. Do you understand? Wear your V-shaped, if you like, wear your V, but make sure that you are covered. It doesn't reveal your shape. To the extent that you find sisters, they want to like make their bust shows, buying butts and everything like that. All those things are wrong. Just make sure you are covered. If you go to the Quran, like my sister rightly said, Quran 24 by verse 31, as it tells the women to draw their jilbabs all over their body, and they maybe leave only one eye or 2 eyes open, or their face and only their hands, But we need to be clear. Like I said earlier on, some sisters feel they are covered, meanwhile they are exposed. They may wear a body hug that it's like full, but it's showing all the parts of their body. So that was why, like you said earlier on, there are criteria to the hijab. There are ways you should dress. There are things that you can wear at home, inside the house, and there are things that you can wear inside. Your inside clothes should be different from the things you wear outside. This is where you draw the line. So when you are going outside, make sure you cover every single thing. Don't be exposed at all. Make sure you cover. You are free. Let your gown be flowing. It shouldn't be something that should hug you or reveal your shapes and everything like that. But that is what we find contrary today. You find sisters wearing small tops and wearing maybe 6, what do they call it? 6 parts, 8 something skirts and things like that. All these things are also, they're revealing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The most important thing is cover. And like you said earlier on, a man shouldn't take a second glance at you. For a man to take a second glance at you, it means you've won something or you've done something that's warranted him to take a second look at you. And that is very, very bad. That is very, very bad, because I've actually allowed the man to actually get aroused or develop a sexual design in himself. And that is what a Muslim sister in hijab should avoid. You mustn't allow a man take a second look at you to actually, get aroused or anything like that. So don't take any 3, just take the whole criteria should be followed. I know we're all growing. We won't get the baby steps, but some people have actually made that like a norm that no, this is where I'm going to stop. I won't do more than this. I won't dress the way all those people are dressing and everything like that, which is very, very wrong. Let's go back to the Quran. Let's read our Quran 33 verse 39, our Quran 24 verse 31. I know when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger have decided on a matter, it is not believing for a Muslim to now go to the contrary and say, no, this is what I want to do. I won't do what you want me to do. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to be able to practice all the things that we've said.
Now, Jazakumullah khairan, ma. Please, sisters, just where she ended it, she said that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decided on an issue, there is no option. I don't understand how to say it other than that. It's final. Final without an option. Hajia, Safiyyah, we want to know what your take is on this question. Hajia, Safiyyah.
Okay, now, Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, you can hear you. It's clear now. I can hear you anyway.
All right, then. Now, so as Hajia Samiat has said, we are all taking baby steps, and even Professor Salam has said that our faith is not something that is stable. It's usually swings. So sometimes it swings too much to the right, and sometimes it would swing too much to the left. But then okay, sorry for that it will either swing to the right or to the left, but then we should not let it swing too much to either the right or to the left. So we should also not stop searching for knowledge. So, and we should try not to be static. We should try our best to seek for more knowledge, to find out what does our deen says about what I am wearing. What does my deen says about what I should wear versus what am I wearing? So we should try to balance that. And then we also know that there are several opinions of the scholars about what to wear and the qualities of the hijab. So even though there are several opinions about it, we can see that there are some unifying points there. For instance, it shouldn't be flashy. That means something that will call attention. Then it shouldn't be something that would hug your body. So those things are basically unique across all of them. So before we now decide to choose any of them to follow, we can observe istikhara, that Allah should guide us on which of them we should follow. So hijab is not something that would call attention to us. It's meant to keep our modesty. It's meant to keep us behind the curtain, as it is said in Surah Al-Ahzab. So we should try to seek for more knowledge and find out what our deen says versus what we are wearing. So that's.
Jazakumullah khairan for that, ma'am. What I really took from your lecture is that we should always think about it. What does Allah say about my dressing versus what am I wearing, or what society dictates? Because a lot of us, we really want to be in trend. We really want to do what others are doing. And you cannot be a Muslim and then follow what the society says. Because Prophet told us we are strangers. Because whatever we're going to be doing is going to be contrary to what the society dictates. So, in view of that, I want to ask this question, that while you have told us some of the criteria of the jilbab, it must not be flashy, it must not call attention, it must be free, it must cover my bosom and like that. So I want to ask about other things we use as sisters while I'm going out. Of course, I've adorned my jilbab, but I'm going to carry a bag, I'm going to wear a shoe, or any other thing I'm going to be putting on my body that's going to show. Are there criteria for those too, like there are criteria for the hijab? I hope you understand. You know, we have the criteria for the hijab. For any other thing I'm going to be using as a sister that is going to show when I go out, are there criteria for those ones? So I can just, wear my jilbab that meets all the criteria and, wear a very flashy shoe or a very catchy badge. I hope you understand the question, ma'am. I would want Hajia Samiat to answer first.
Yes, as regards that, like I said earlier on, one needs to be modest. One needs to dress very well. Of course, when you wear your jilbab, like Hajia Safiyyah rightly said, it shouldn't be flashy. Even your shoes, they shouldn't be flashy. They shouldn't be something that will be so extravagant, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran that the Westerners are the brothers of the Shatins, and the Shatins are forever ungrateful to their Lord. So you shouldn't dress in such a flashy manner that, everybody will just be wondering. Fine, they'll be like, they want us to cover, right? But let our shoes and our bag show us that, of course, we too are in China. No, who are you trying to impress? Why are you trying to impress people? Just dress modestly. Nobody is saying that you shouldn't look nice, or nobody is saying you shouldn't carry something expensive, but just be okay. Just be modest. Just make sure that what you are wearing is okay. So you shouldn't wear flashy shoes or flashy bag, because, okay, fine, I wear black hijab now, I'll now wear pink shoes and then carry pink bag. Of course, it's like, it's contrary, it's like you're still calling attention to yourself. So you need to like balance and everything like that, There's really no criteria, but just make sure that you are not extravagant and then you're not calling attention to yourself. That's the most important thing. You know, where we are now, strictly, it's like sometimes you find a strictly female event and everything like that, whereby you can showcase, you can wear, you know, you can have sisters gathering, they'll tell you, okay, dress and wear every single thing you want to wear and everything like that. But once you go outside, now we are talking about going outside now, you need to actually cover, you don't have to be flashy, just move. Don't call attention to yourself. Don't allow people to take a second glance at you. Or sometimes you're like, Hajia, hey, in fact, I like what you are wearing. You just give people headache and unnecessary. Can you imagine what that sister is wearing or putting on everything and everything like that, you know? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assist us. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakumullah khairan, Hajia Samia. Hajia Safiyyah, we want your opinion on that, and we want you to please relate it to the life of the Sahaabiyyahs.
Okay, inshallah. All right.
Hajia Safiyyah, are you there, ma'am? Oh, I think Hajia Safiyyah is currently not with us. Okay. You can continue.
Okay. Okay. So I was saying, our hijab is not just about our clothes; it's also about our character and our outward appearance. We can see during the life of Professor Salam. One day he was going out with Aisha radiallahu anha at night. So they came across two Sahaba who were also walking along the road. But then, because of her dressing, they couldn't recognize her that she was the one. So Prophet Salam had to call them back. And then he told them that this is my wife, Aisha radiallahu anha. So that shaitan would not whisper something into your mind and you would think something else. So our dressing shouldn't be something that would call attention to us. Even our bags and our shoes, our wristwatches. I know some of us may want to do to match, like put on cream color clothes, then carry brown bag and brown shoes, maybe cream color wristwatch and the likes. But yes, those color combinations are very nice, but then they call attention to us. When we are walking along the road, we'll be like, oh my, like Balaja, so we should just try to strike a balance. We should not let it be too high or too low. We should try to strike a balance, and may Allah assist us in carrying out his injunctions. So, assalamu alaikum.
Now, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, Hajia Safiyyah, we've been speaking about our dressing, our hijab, our jilbab. But just like was said during the session in the morning, we have the Gen X, we have the Gen Z. Our present generation, what we're dealing with is way beyond what are we going to wear, how are we going to wear it. We're dealing with social media. Like, that is where we are. That's all we do every day. There is hardly a youth this day that would not spend a minimum of 10 to 30 minutes on social media every day. So now we want to ask, let us assume that social media was available during the time of the Prophet. How do you think, how do you think the Sahaabiyyahs and the Sahaba, how do you think they would have related to it? So let us move on to the first question. It's my picture. I take pictures, or some of us take pictures. So is it right to post my pictures on social media for whatever reason? It's my graduation, I'm getting married. I don't know, it's an happy occasion, or I'm supposed to anchor a session, I'm supposed to do On what occasion, as in, are there occasions that I'm exempted from posting my pictures on social media? Am I supposed to post my pictures in the first place? That's the first question. Then if the answer is yes, that I'm supposed to post my picture on social media, when am I supposed to post my picture on social media? What are the guidelines for posting my picture on social media if I'm supposed to even post the picture on social media at all? Now, Hajia Safiyyah.
That's a very loaded question. But personally, what I always think of anytime I want to post something is there is this nasheed of Dawood Wansby where he says, but on the day the scrolls are laid, with every word and deed displayed, when we read our accounts, I know for one I'll be afraid. That day I'll be so afraid to read. For every harsh word that I've spoken, every time that I have lied, I'll be obliged to admit, I'll be obliged to submit. Will I have strength only up to each deed I've tried to hide? Oh Allah, I'm so afraid to read. That nasheed, he brought different scenarios from the beginning, but then at the end of it, he says, civilization has come in and everything is now media. But then we all to post something and we all hide behind user passwords and the likes. But then on the day another wants to bring out all our scrolls, this thing that I'm going to post, what is going to say about me on the day of judgment? I know I have posted some of my pictures and the likes, but it's not too late to go back and delete them. In fact, when Facebook started doing this 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and like one day I just said to myself that this thing is like the day of camera. Things that you won't even remember that, okay, I posted this thing this day, and then you'll be seeing Facebook and bringing it to you that, okay, last year you posted this 2 years ago, this and that. So, in fact, I'm proved that I've had to go back and I've had to delete some of my posts. So, taking pictures on its own, there are several opinions of the scholars regarding that. So, posting it, if your hijab is not meant to call attention to you, then why are you posting your picture for everybody to see? Okay, you can say, okay, I'm getting married today, I'm graduating, and the likes. And of course, we are all human beings, and we all lapse at times. So, but it's never too late for us to go back and seek forgiveness. Then also, times that we are very happy, we feel like, okay, I'm so happy, I graduated today, I'm so happy today, I'm getting married, I have a baby, and the like. So we would, out of our happiness, we want to share with the world, and we would want to post our pictures to the world that, okay, see what I'm achieving today, So it's not in our nature. And Allah said in one of the surahs that the man was forgetful. So anytime we remember, we can always go back and seek Allah's forgiveness and try to delete those pictures that we have posted. So I think maybe Hajia Samia would have more to say about that.
Okay, Hajia Samia.
I think one of the questions you asked was, if the Sahabas were around today, what would they do with social media? Subhanallah, so many things is happening. Social media is like, it's a blessing and then it's a curse as well. You know, the scholars will tell you there are so many things that we can do with social media. It has so many advantages and so many disadvantages. So let us check ourselves. What are we doing with social media? Are we using it to our advantages or disadvantages? Well, if the Sahabas and Sahabiyat were around today, I'm sure they use it to their advantages. And I'm sure so many people post things, you know, you find lectures on social media, beneficial lectures, but now posting pictures, why are we calling attention to ourselves? It's even so bad today that you see sisters, there's this thing like this slow motion, you find sisters twerking, and then there's this slow motion thing that they do walking, and then they're posting it. And then sometimes you even find sisters sticking out their tongue. There's this annoying thing that they do. And I'm still trying to like fathom, as in, they'll be twisting, as in, you know, I can't even guess, as in, why would sisters do things like that? Things that they're not supposed to do. So we need to ask ourselves, why are we doing all these things? Why are we calling attention to ourselves? We can use social media to advance. We don't have to post our pictures. Why do we have, okay, because of the likes. Okay, now find a picture with so many likes and things like that. It's so bad. You see sisters on Twitter, Instagram, you know, using so many things that they're not supposed to use. And then don't let us forget, you know, you're getting married. Somebody else is out there that isn't married. The evil eye is real. First, Sam told us about the evil eye. You know, you may feel that you're celebrating something that you feel that you're happy for, but there are so many other people that are not happy for you with what you're doing. So we need to be very, very careful. Don't let us post all, even if you have to, oh, congratulations. You may just write something on your status. Oh, congratulations to this baby or to this man, or happy graduations or something like that. But I mean, posting pictures, why do you want people to see us? You know, it's a menace. It's a menace to everybody too. And I feel that we need to actually work on all these things, most especially we sisters, posting our pictures for everybody to say, twerking all around, sticking out our tongues, or doing so many things. We need to stop all these things, because I'm sure if the Sahaba were around, they wouldn't do things like that. We can promote so many things. And Pastor Sam said that even share, pass on knowledge, even if it's an ayah or something like that. There's so many things we can do with social media rather than posting pictures and doing what we are not supposed to do. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan, ma'am. Now, I think there was a time I was talking to somebody and I was asking her that if you want to post your picture on social media, would you take a picture that you look awful in? Say, for example, you just woke up and your eyes are all swollen. Would you take a picture of yourself at that time and post it on social media? I know the answer is no. So I think there can never be a very nice intention. I don't want to say it categorically, but I want to say that there can never be a very nice intention behind putting your pictures on social media, because I know you would tick all boxes. You would want to make sure that you are looking so good, you are looking cute. It's a picture that people would comment and say, wow, oh, beautiful Alaja, this and that. And I don't think we need that. If we don't want to call attention to ourselves, I think, in fact, this attention you're calling on social media is even more than the one you are going to take on the street, because post your picture on Facebook, a million people can see it, and when you're walking on your street, maybe just 10-20 people will just see you. So I think it's something we have to look into as our lecturers and such. So now, the question I want to ask is something rampant amongst us too. I am a year older. Today is my birthday. Am I supposed to celebrate on others? Question one. Or like people would say, oh, I'm not celebrating my birthday. I'm just thanking Allah through my status. I'm +1 and -1. And you know, you see people saying in Haji, in this, in that. And I want you to, you know, I know this question is loaded. I want you to answer that with the use of slangs. So you see Muslim sisters today, they want to say all slangs that comes out. You don't even want to know if it is, no, I know 90% of slangs come from musicians or actors or so. And then we don't even care where it's coming from. We just find ourselves saying it, and I feel like subhanallah. So please, let us address the issue of slangs. People now use different slangs. Opo is plenty, OPP. People even say it in Arabic, so please, Hajia Safiyyah, what should be our take on that as Muslims? Is Hajia Safiyyah there? While we wait for Hajia Safiyyah, Hajia Samiat, can you please answer that question? Okay, Hajia Safiyyah, Okay, Bismillah.
Now, assalamu alaikum. Okay, birthday and slangs. Okay. First of all, let's talk about this birthday thing. Yes, we are getting a year older and the likes, but then we should also note that getting a year older is also moving us closer to us. So, and yes, we would want to appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for keeping us alive until that day. But then there are other ways to appreciate Allah without posting it. You know within yourself that, okay, I'm a year older today, but posting it out and then say, okay, Alhamdulillah, I'm +1, and likes it's very, I don't really know how to put it, but it's not very acceptable. So birthdays, okay, let's take it from this. During the time of the Prophet Sallam, he used to fast every Monday and Thursday. And when he was asked, he said he fasts every Monday because he was born on a Monday, and then he fasts on Thursday because our deeds are taken to Allah on Thursday. So he would want his deeds to be taken to Allah while he is fasting. So let's take a look at this and compare it to what we do today. We even bake cakes for ourselves and, okay, I'm congratulating my friend and the like. So what is our aim? What is our intention? Because all of our actions will be judged based on our intention. So what is our intention for doing that? So we should try to go back and renew our intentions every time we try to do something. And even after we have done it, it is not late for us to even change our intentions. So we can see changes. Then also regarding the slangs, okay, one thing I'll just say is that there is this hadith of Professor Salam that says, if you copy a people, you have become one of them. And although, yes, it's very hard today to say a word and not have it relate to probably a music or a particular slang. But before we say any slang, let's first ask ourselves, where did it come from? Is it from a music? Then also, what is this slang saying? Is it something obscene? Is it something that should come out, or is it something that should be seen from a Muslimah or even from a Muslim? So if we can't answer these questions properly, then we should try to ask ourselves why we are saying these slangs. So, assalamu alaikum.
Hajia Safiyyah. Would like to have your take, Hajia Samia, on this question.
Yes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You know, something just crossed my mind now. We accuse some people of celebrating the birth of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You know, the Sahabas were the best of people. They never celebrated the birthday of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Even the Tabi'in and the Tabi'ins, those that came after them. And you know, the Prophet Sallallahu said that there will come a time whereby the Muslims will follow a particular set of people, to the extent that when they enter a lizard, we will also enter with them. And who are those, the Jews and the Christians? This issue of birthday is like a big thing. You know, you hear people saying in Aditu, happy born day, happy wound escape, and so many times like that. And you know, just think that, subhanAllah, where did all these things come from? But you know, as Muslims, let's go to Surah to Azabaya 21, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I was learning a shaitan regime, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرَ وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. Then the Prophet Sallallahu have a very, very good example, the best example for us. The Prophet Sallallahu never celebrated his birthday. Like Hajia Safiyyah rightly said, he used to fast on Monday because he was born on Monday. So why are we celebrating our birthdays? And like she said, it's a year closer to our grave. I mean, we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every day. We shouldn't actually wait for a particular day. What are we even celebrating, self? Are we celebrating a year older or minus a year? These are things that we should put into consideration. I mean, what have I achieved? These are things that we should think about all the time. I know, like, even this new year, they'll be like, okay, let's make New Year resolution. You don't even have to wait for New Year to come before you make a resolution. It's something that you keep changing every single day. So the issue of birthday, my dear sisters, it is not in our religion. We shouldn't even think about that. There are so many other things that we should concern ourselves with rather than celebrating birthdays. Or, you know, some people will be like, I'm not celebrating, no. They'll just go on Facebook. I just want to thank Allah for, you know, I'm a year older today. Nobody should greet me. Why are you even saying it that you are a year older today? We don't want to actually acknowledge that day. But, you know, you have actually, alhamdulillah, and things like that, you know, we do actually need it. We should move as much as possible, move away, far away from all these things. And we should be careful about the terms we use, about all the slangs. Muslim sisters shouldn't be found in all these areas, because I feel that thing we want to belong and feel among. You know, your alajas and I want not born by which we are trendy. But no. We are not. We shouldn't even be like that. We shouldn't even use all those slangs. Let us be different. Let us maintain our Islamic identity. Even if so many people are doing so many things that it is wrong, don't let us be amongst them. You know, there's a saying that if you can't beat them, you join them. Don't even join them at all. Don't even try and beat them at all. Don't even join them at all. That is not us. We are not Muslims. So this issue of birthday celebration, my dear sisters, please, it's not in our religion. Let's try as much as possible to do away with this. My sisters know me. On my birthdays, she won't answer us. If you like, greet me from morning till night. Wallahi, I won't answer anybody. Send messages to me on Facebook. I won't say anything. They know me. Some people will even be like, I know you won't. My friends will even send WhatsApp messages. I know you won't even acknowledge it, but I'm just beating you. I won't say anything. I will just say, because, you know, if they know you with that, at the point, she won't cook herself. So why are we wasting our time? But in order to feel among and everything like that, that's why we engage in all these things, and it's not needed. So the issue of Inadi, happy birthday, happy womb, escape, happy kiniko, wish terms and everything like that, must try as much as possible to move away from it. Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Now, walaikum salam, jazakumullahu khairan. What I really picked from it is, what are you celebrating exactly? I don't understand. Is it a day closer to your grave or what? Then aside from that, what you are telling us now is that even when people greet me, I should just, I don't know, I should just ignore them. May Allah make it easy for every one of us. So, because our time is really fast spent, we would like to move on to the last question for the day. We have agreed that I cannot post my pictures. Okay, you've enlightened us on posting pictures. Now, I have a friend. For whatever reason, she's getting married. She's a female. Can I post her picture? She does not wear a hijab. You know, my friend, Kemi, my friend I was not wearing hijab. At least the hijabites that you have said that they should not post their own pictures. Can I post my friend's picture? Then another is, okay, what if I have an hijabite friend that really does not mind me posting a picture? Can I post her pictures too? It's me that don't want to post my own picture. Who don't want to post their picture? Can I help them post their picture on my own social media? That is one. And number two is, I sell underwears, especially female underwears. I'm supposed to advertise my goods. Can I advertise them on my status? Can I advertise them on WhatsApp? I will share it. Yes, can I advertise my goods on my status? Don't forget, I sell adult female underwears. Is that not clear, man? I'm Hajia Samiat.
Yes, you asked the question, can you post your friend's picture? How would you feel if your friend should post your picture? That's the question I'll ask you back. You don't want to post your picture and you want somebody else. You don't have to post their pictures. You can just say, oh, congrats. You can even write something small, oh, congratulations or something like that. You don't have to post their pictures. I won't post their pictures anyway. You don't have to post their pictures, even if they don't mind or anything like that. because they will now tell you, feel they won't mind. How would you feel if you see your picture, their own social media status and everything like that? Since you want to post their pictures, you know, if you don't want something, you don't want them to do to you, don't do it to somebody else. That is the rule there. So I want to be, don't post it, except they now tell that, okay, post my picture, something like that, but I won't even advise it that you post their pictures. You need to be very, very careful with posting of pictures, because I'm sure you won't like it if they post your pictures. And then fine, you are selling underwears. Fine, you can post the picture of under, it's something you are selling. It's not as if somebody is going to wear it and then they'll be showing all the parts and everything like that. You are selling it, so you can just write, okay, buy your underwears, or you can just post it in such a way that it won't be that, I don't know how to call it, but you just need to be very, very careful. And it's not as if you now look for an hijabite or a Muslim sister that wear the pants or wear the bra and everything and be showcasing it or anything like that. That is absolutely wrong. You can just post the pictures of the pants, the folded bras or something like that, you know, maybe for people to say, okay, I'm selling, or you can just tell them, advertise, or even, you know, when you tell friends, people, even from referrals, you don't even have to do something, maybe from referrals, maybe a very close friend that will tell you, refer you to that, yeah, you can go to her. She may not post the pictures, but I'm telling you, when you get to her, so she has nice things and really appreciate it and things like that, you know. Sometimes referrals go a very, very long way. And so maybe Safiyyah can also share some other things with us as regards those questions. Assalamu alaikum.
That's Safiyyah.
Naam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, posting somebody else's pictures, as Hajia Samiat has said, how would you feel if your picture is being posted? And honestly, this thing is not easy at all. In fact, for somebody to even consciously say, okay, I don't want to post my own pictures again, but then, okay, my friend today, she's getting married, like, okay, I can post a picture. It's not easy. In fact, it is very hard. But then, once you've made a conscious decision, and you are trying, and you're also praying to Allah to assist you in doing it, gradually it will get easier, but it is not easy when you start. It's very, very hard, very, very hard. Then I'm also underwears, selling underwears. Okay, you can either just do the advert on you, probably on your status, and say, okay, I sell female underwears, and follow this link to view this. Or because I know I think I discussed this with somebody who sells female underwear, and she was posting the pictures on her status, and I was like, you have single brothers on your status. How do you expect them to feel when they see this? So she said she had blocked them from seeing it before she posted them. So she only limited it to married men and sisters. Although for people who have several contacts on their list, this would not be easy. So the best thing is just once you sell to a certain number of people, you can encourage them to help you spread the word, because most of the time, word of mouth usually goes a long way in selling more than posting pictures. So whichever one you feel is good for you, either you, okay, I sell this. So if you want the pictures, or you want to see them, you can see me in the DM. Or when you want to post it, you try to limit the number of people, but that is not usually very easy, particularly for someone who has lots of people on her contact list. So, and another thing is that for everything we do, we should try to pray to Allah to assist us. There is nothing that Allah cannot do. We should not feel that I'm shy to ask Allah to do this thing for me. In fact, I have somebody who even prayed to Allah that, oh Allah, I want long hair. So there is nothing dua cannot do. As we should pray to Allah, sisters in all our endeavors. we should also to guide us in everything we do. May all our prayers be answered.
Jazakumullah khairan, Hajia Safiyyah and Hajia Samiat. Welcome to the end of the panel session, alhamdulillah. And then inshallah, we're going to take questions. But before that, we're going to take comments from our mayor, Hajia Bashir Majakudumi, in 2 minutes, ma'am. Hajia Bashir Majakudumi, you can go on, ma'am.
Jazakumullah khairan. Alhamdulillah, Jazakumullah khairan to our panelists. They've really done so much well. May Allah bless it for us all, inshallah. Meanwhile, these areas, I really want us to, like I said earlier, that I want us to pray over it and give it a second thought. Like a question said that, oh, if the Sahaabiyyahs were to be available now that there is social media, a lot of things, in fact, I'm sure they are not going to fall, as in they won't, like my sister said, that they are going to make the positive use of it and not the negative advantage of social media. You know, basically people that post pictures, those influencers or those people that we get inspirations from on social media, they have one or two things that they are selling. So the question is, even when they are joking, they are selling. Even when they are posting pictures, they are selling. Some people are selling beauty. Some people are selling emotions. Some people are selling market products or services, you know. So we are not, when we are on social media, we have to be conscious of who we follow, where we get inspirations from, and what exactly are we putting out to people? What image are we showing people, telling people about us? Like I know of somebody that sells on this. She sells and posts different kinds of pictures and all that. And people would not, when people, in fact, she has over 10,000 followers on her Instagram page. People will see her, despite the fact that she upload all those pictures, the bomb, the whatever. They don't see her wearing it. They don't tell her she's beautiful. They don't tell her, they don't admire her, but they only admire that, oh, they see her business. And they are buying from her from every areas, every state, in all the states in the country, you know. So when whatever we display, whatever picture we put up, is the way people will address us. Like I sell also, and if you know, somebody once told me that, what else would you see on our page? If you don't see program, you see our products, you know, because that is what they see of my status. So if they see me pushing out my mouth, my tongues, like we see regularly, or making steps or gesticulating or something, they will say, oh, this is funky Alaja. So whenever we are on the internet, we should ask ourselves, what message am I pushing? What do I want people to think about me? You know, and the issue of birthday, it's a matter of time. We are Muslims. We are meant to have our own identity. We are meant to have our own way of doing things. We are meant to relate to people so that they can take us as models, you know. So we should not be afraid to have a stand. You should not be afraid to say, this is who I am. So when we talk about the issue of greeting birthday or wishing people birthday, also, it's a matter of time. Once you don't accept, when you don't celebrate, you know, now people, the thing is that let us ask ourselves, whatever we do, are you trying to imitate some people? People have gone beyond happy birthday. People are doing photo shoots, even for a 6-month-old baby. People are doing photo shoots, you know, and they are celebrating 1-year-old birthday. So we will graduate. That's just the natural thing. Whatever you do, and you do regularly, you are going to progress. So ask yourself, are you propagating Islam in what you do online on social media, or you are trying to follow people or celebrate yourself? So wallahu alam. So it cuts across every aspect, even to the issue of fashion. So when you are dressing, what's your mind? Or do you want them to see you as modest Muslimah? Is that your business? Even when you walk in the Aso Rock, You understand what message? Is it just the fashion that you want? There are so many. In fact, a lot, even people who dresses, who wear black. Sometimes I wear black to work. They don't even see the black. They see what I do. So even if then someone who tries to, limit our own level of Islam, they also see and they know and they say. So whenever we are relating with people, either through our dressing or we are relating with people on social media, we should ask ourselves, what message am I actually putting out? Then how do I want people to see me? So I think that's summarizing. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. AbdurRazaq Kairoma. So because we have really spent our time, we have very few minutes to the end of the program, we are going to be taking our questions, but we would not be getting any audio questions. We're very sorry. Please let us kindly send in our questions to the chat box and we're going to answer them. So the first question, Hajia Samiat, a sister asked that, can we use roll-on? Like, can a female use roll-on when she's going out? And the second one is taking pictures even allowed? We're talking about taking and posting pictures. And this sister asked if taking pictures is allowed. Hajia Samiat. And okay, sorry, I'm going to be adding one more question to it.
Okay.
A sister wants you to clarify on a business owner and her customers asking her to send a picture. Is it right for you to send your picture to such customer?
Okay. Okay, Bismillah, the first question, can a sister, yes, you can use roll-on as long as it doesn't smell out. You have so many roll-ons that you can use that, maybe 24 hours, 48 hours, it's still there, but don't use something that has a very, very strong smell that when you go out, you'll be so noticeable and everything like that. But of course, roll-on is allowed. I use roll-on, and then, of course, you need to actually use something so that you don't smell. So don't use the one that will maybe smell like perfume that when you go out, everybody will, maybe like I said earlier, somebody will take a second look at you and be like, maybe the person is using perfume anytime. Yes, roll-on is allowed, but be careful of the kind of roll-on. I know there are some products, maybe Forever, even Nivea, that have maybe very mild smell. Yes, you can use it. Then it's taking pictures allowed. Fine, the scholars have said so many things about taking pictures. Some have said outrightly that it's not allowed, and some have actually said it is allowed in some cases. Maybe where you have to do your passport or your driver's license, or a means of identification, you can actually take pictures like that. But all these pictures we take, we need to be very, very careful, even when we take the pictures, So it's an individual thing for identification. There are some places that you just have to take the pictures and everything like that you can't escape. Then can you send your picture to customer? I don't know what your customer will want to do with your picture. Maybe it is the sister needs to clarify. Why are you sending your picture to your customer? Is it for recognition or what? And then of course, even if you are going to send picture, I don't know what the customer needs your picture for. Of course, you can just send a passport picture, but I don't know why the customer needs your picture. Is it for identification or what? So we need to be clear what your customer wants your picture for. Assalamu alaikum.
Hajia Samiat is up for that. So the next question is going to Hajia Safiyyah. So somebody said should give us a very short admonition about hijab sisters and skincare cosmetics, then hijab and beauty shows, then then the third question, I'm sorry about that, because of time you have to merge questions. Somebody said our husband's level of iman is affecting our own even more. And whenever she talks about the issue, he would shut her up or say that, okay, she's asking what she should do. Her husband's level of iman is affecting her negatively. What should she do? So Hajia Safiyyah, kindly please take those three questions.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The first one was on skincare products. Okay, we are women, we are sisters, we are female. We like to take care of ourselves. We like to look beautiful, and even our religion is not against us being beautiful. But then, whatever kind of skincare routine you want to adopt, please try to make sure it's not something that is going to harm your skin. And part of harming your skin is bleaching. Any kind of products you use that will bleach your skin, that will change the natural tone of your skin. Because bleaching itself, it causes harm to the body. And he has told us to not do anything that is going to harm us. So we should try to desist from anything that's going to bleach our skins. Then also any kind of skincare routine that we're going to do that's going to call attention to us. For instance, using perfumes or body sprays that have scents that's going to smell when we are walking out. If you want to try on a new roll-on or spray, you should first test it within your immediate environment and probably within your sisters or your family members, and just use it, maybe just a little, and then ask them to just walk a little distance with you and see if it's going to smell out. If it smells out, my sister, please don't use it. Then the next one about the one that says I think somebody says her husband's iman is affecting hers negatively. Okay, for that, the next time she wants to speak with her husband, I would like to suggest that she makes dua to Allah and ask Allah to guide her. Ask Allah to guide her in what she's going to say and what she's going to do. Like I said, there is nothing dua cannot do. She should ask Allah to teach her what to say. To teach her what to say so that her husband would be able to listen to her and to take anything she says as like, you shouldn't just take it and say, okay, I've heard you, and just and them just and them not pay her any mind. Then the third question about using hijab and beauty pageants. Okay, that is also calling attention to yourself, because when we said the hijab is not meant to call attention to you, and these beauty pageants that you want to take part in is obviously going to call people's attention to you. You have those who are going to judge, and those who are also going to watch it everywhere. So you are calling attention to yourself. And if your hijab is meant to cover you and to protect you, then why are you going for a beauty pageant? Don't let anybody to say this lady or this sister is the most beautiful person. We already have it in Surah 13, verse 4. What Allah said, so why do you need anybody to tell you, okay, this is a beautiful person in Nigeria or in the whole world? So since Allah said he created you best from, you don't need any other person to validate that. If the person is not your husband, you don't need him to validate your bid for you. So I would not advise sisters to participate in this pageant. You are a Muslim sister. Your hijab does not only represent you. every other Muslim sister everywhere in the world. So always try to look at anything we are going to do and how it's going to affect every other sister everywhere in the world.
Now, Hajia, Samiat, we're going to be asking you the final questions for today. A sister asks if, as what advice are we going to give to a sister that wants to go into modeling? Then I would like you to clarify on what are there some careers that a Muslim female should not even think of doing? Some careers that we should not even try venturing into. Now,
Okay, yes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A sister that wants to go into modeling, why does she want to go into modeling? You know, like Sister Hajia Safiyyah rightly said, modeling entails a lot of things, maybe showcasing your body, your shapes, and things like that. These are things that are meant to be private, that are meant to be covered. So why do you want to go into modeling? Please just jettison the idea for something else. There are other things that you can do rather than modeling. You know, a Muslim sister, you know, every single part of a Muslim woman is exposed and everything. It should be covered up. So my dear suspicion, as much as possible, to look for something else to do rather than modeling. And then career, yes, there are some careers a Muslim sister shouldn't venture into. It's not all careers that Muslim women can do. There are some things specifically for men. But you know, there are some modifications now. Okay, some people can do, maybe you find Muslim engineers and everything like that, but they won't have to climb poles or do things that some men would do and everything like that. You know, one has to be very, very careful. And then there are some things that maybe they will tell you that it is compulsory, that whether that you're in this profession, you must do it. So if you find yourself in that profession, maybe you just need to diversify. So it's not all profession that a Muslim sister can do. But when you find out that they have maybe flexible rules to the profession or to the career and everything like that, to allow Allah, one can actually engage in it. Okay, like you find now maybe people that are working in the FRSC, the civil defense, the immigration, and they will tell the Muslim sisters have to, you know, wear maybe trousers and things like that. And as a woman, you know, you're not supposed to wear trousers. If they allow you to wear your skirt, fine, but if they don't allow you, really, really sorry, you must be very, very careful. Of course, we know that nowadays they will tell us that, okay, there are some things that we can do. Maybe by the time we get up there, we actually encourage others maybe to actually allow them. But there are some things I know that there's no way they would allow them. It's a rule that they would dress like this. So Muslim sisters need to be very, very careful when it comes to these careers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan to our panelists. We really appreciate you. May Allah accept it from you and make it a major for you. Amen. So I just want to put these three points as take home. Like if you did not take anything from this lecture, please take these three things home. Number one is that you should know that you are a Muslim first before anything else. So whatever you want to do, look at it from the lens of Islam. What does Allah and His Rasul says about it? Secondly, whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said something, don't have an opinion. Don't put a comma where Allah and His Rasul has put a full stop. Then the third thing is that you should know that your hijab has issues if a man is looking at you twice. You should not dress in such a way that a man will take a second look at you. So I want us to take these three things home. So Jazakumullah khairan to our facilitators and to everybody that has been with us since the beginning of the session. Jazakumullah khairan. So inshallah our camp continues till tomorrow. Please join us for other interesting sessions. And inshallah, I'm going to call on Hajia Sahaabiyyah to give us the vote of thanks / the closing dua. I am sorry we couldn't take the rest of the questions because of time. So you can please reach out to the probably Amira of the area council for the questions. So Hajia Sahaabiyyah wants to give us the vote of thanks and the closing prayer.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope I can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Hello?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Alhamdulillah. On behalf of the entire sister circle of the Muslim Society of Nigeria, MSSNLagos State Area Unit, I would like to say a very big jazakumullah khairan to everyone who was present at today's edition of Sisters Day at our 111th IVC. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make an impact in our life better than we ever imagined. And we pray that in every aspect of our life, Allah makes this a turning point moving forward, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. And with this, I would like to bring today's program to a close by letting us recite Surah Al-Asr together. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal-Asr. Innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Assalamu alaikum.
Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullah khairan to everyone that participated in the session. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.